Uh, yeah, so I just signed with New England Chowder Heads of the new PBLA league. We start up here. We start camp here in a few weeks. Um, up in like the Boston area. So pretty excited about that. As a player standpoint, I also just signed with Signature Lacrosse, which has been phenomenal. Those guys over there are great. They've been sending me a ton of gear and just top notch stuff all around between their sticks, their sweatshirts, all their stuff. So, um, but yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
That's awesome. So, congratulations on the signing of Signature and the signing by the New England Chowderheads.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So, what did you do one of the combines for this, or did they call you? How did you end up getting signed with the Chowderheads?
No, I didn't go to the combine. I was actually in talks with a couple of NLL teams, and while I was in talks with those guys, thinking I was going to go to camp for one of them, uh, New England reached out, and then from there it was just kind of like everything just seemed good. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. You got a Buffalo Bills hat on there? Is that what I see?
No, that's actually a Golden Bears from the NABLL.
All right. So I knew I was going to get some heat if I ended up going with New England. Uh, but it works out great. The GM's been in contact with me nonstop. The guy's a great guy. I also know one of the other coaches that are on the team, Ryan, from when I did some articles back in the day for Lax All Stars. So I knew those guys. My wife's family's actually from Boston, so I was like, man, if any team's gonna work, this is not gonna be too bad. Take the family with me, drop them off at the in-laws. In-laws can come watch the game, all that stuff. So it clicked kind of at the right time too. So it's gonna be fun.
That's awesome. So, is that where they're actually playing then? Is in Boston?
I can't give you 100% answer. I'm hearing things from Lowell to possibly somewhere up just into the border of Maine. Uh, so we haven't for sure. We're told. I haven't asked to be honest with you. So we'll stay tuned for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's you just kind of touched on it there. You wrote some articles for Lacrosse All Stars there. That was something. So as I was getting ready to talk to you, I did a quick Google search of your name and found that out. That was pretty cool. How long did you do? Were you writing as a journalist? Is that something you still do?
Not anymore. Uh, I had some time off from playing when I was having my. So I got four kids. One's 7, one's 4, and then we just had twins 5 months ago. So I took some time off. Uh, I forgot what year it was after having one of them, and I didn't want to miss out on the game. And Ryan is a friend of mine who's again the coach of the Chowderheads, one of the coaches there. Uh, about the opportunity to write for him, and I thought, you know what, that'd be good because you got somebody that loves to play the game, uh, writing for somebody that would want to read an article. So it's kind of like it makes sense all the way around. So I did it, loved it, uh, and then just kind of stopped, unfortunately, because of work and picking back up the game and the kids. So uh, something I'm not doing now. Of course, we're playing and everything right now, but at some point down the road, that's something that I'd definitely be interested in doing again, either doing that or some kind of commentary stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome. But the commentary is my favorite because I love watching the games. I kind of like what I'm doing now where I go out and clip the replays too. I basically have the best job. I clip all the replays. So then after it's over with, I just sit down here and I get to watch. And the only ones we ever get to play are the goals. But like I get so many hits and saves while I'm sitting down at my
Um,
computer to, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't go wrong with that.
no, it's a lot of fun. I'm kind of glad I fell into it. Now,
Yeah.
is that what do you do when you're not playing lacrosse? I mean, other than obviously four kid or not, yeah, four kids. That's a bit crazy, but
Uh, got a full-time job, so that keeps me busy. But I hit the gym 5 6 days a week between either hitting the physical gym or going out in the a box and shooting on the net. So constantly doing those. Those are my two go tos. go to work right after that, and then as soon as I get home, it's homework with the kids, uh, trying to get them outside and engage in something outside. But now that it's November and it's dark at 4:30, that's kind of gone down to the wayside. But uh, yeah, they keep me busy for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the Rochester Bats, I just started following box lacrosse. So that's in the Can-Am League. How long have you been how long have the Bats been around? Are you the original owner? Did you start the team?
So just a tournament team. As of for now, uh, I started the team 2018. We've been asked to join several leagues. We haven't joined anything yet. Will we? I'm not sure. Uh, I am the original owner. Like I said, I started in 2018. Uh, 2018, I just had my second daughter. So my summer ball days were kind of starting to, be like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play. Uh, Tournaments started becoming a thing. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll get a tournament team going here and see where this goes. And then that way, at least myself and guys that are in my similar shoes at that time, can hop on and can still play that high level of the game without having to, lock down an entire summer to it. Uh, so our first tournament right off the bat was Laxney, but then it was Lasney. Uh, we didn't do so well. We kind of jumped into the tournament a couple weeks before it had was about to start. So grabbed whoever wanted to play. Placed pretty bad, uh, but we were all there for the game. So I mean, just the medicine in the game was great. Laxey's a great tournament to play on. It's definitely world class. And followed up from there. Went back in 2019, placed seventh. Uh, Went back again this year and took home the championship. So thankful for that. The team has a lot of close friends of mine that are all playing the National Lacrosse League. Some of them play in the Arena Lacrosse League, and now quite a bit of them are signed to PBLA teams across the league. Uh, so it's going pretty good. All my guys, I help them get looks. I want to make sure they get looks. I contact anybody I need to for them. And then the team is we're thankful to get sponsors like Signature, Epic, Adrenaline. Uh, we got Lumberlax. It's been our day one. Bodywork Needed. That's been our day one. So all of these companies that have backed us up since pretty much day one. So we're very thankful for all of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's huge. I mean, you guys definitely playing out there. That was impressive, the level of lacrosse out there. I had never really, I mean, I've watched the Firewolves games, but I wasn't really a part of streaming it or anything. That was
Yeah.
crazy. The amount of talent that was out there and watching, like, yeah, it was crazy. Almost pretty much everybody in the championship game, you're watching, you're like, okay, these guys all should be in a camp or playing somewhere. I mean, there wasn't a drop off in talent level.
No, that's for sure. And man, that I think I aged 20 years on that championship game. But yeah, it was great. We played five tough teams. I mean, we didn't play any easy teams, which is what I loved. And to go 5-0 and take home that ship, that was just a real honor, especially in that tournament. I mean, guys, you tell me you win a tournament, like, oh, that's cool, you won a men's tournament, but this one's like, I mean, a lot of the guys compare it to winning like a professional championship. Like this is huge. I mean, the amount of talent that's in this tournament, uh, and how this tournament's handled. I mean, this is a big one to win. So uh, it was great.
Yeah, I mean it's a big one to win, and it's another thing to win it like you guys did, like you said, going 5-0. That was it's a pretty impressive tournament team because you're playing against some of these teams. Not all of them. There's quite a few tournament teams, but some of these teams are playing year round, or at least through the season. And this is like the end of the season. Like, all right, let's go, boys.
Yeah. I mean, because of a lot of the guys on the team are in different leagues or different teams and stuff like that. Some of these guys don't play with each other until we hit the first game, and then it's kind of like on paper you got a great team, but who knows who's going to mix and match on for the right chemistry. And just thankful for when it happens, and it was everybody was spot on. So couldn't be more thankful for that.
Yeah, that was crazy, and I definitely see how you aged as I was remembering clipping through the highlights. Everything was back and forth through, and then what was there like
Yeah.
17 seconds left when you scored the final goal?
Uh, yeah, Chase got it.
Yeah,
And funny thing was, as soon as I saw the ball going up and I saw who was going to catch it, I'm like, God, it's in. It's in.
yeah,
And he buried it. And I was like, oh, there it is. There it is. So,
yeah. He is something else
he,
to watch. Yeah, he's crazy out there.
yeah,
I had like 2 days worth of highlights just going through like his highlights through the tournament. That was insane.
yeah, he doesn't miss much.
No, no, it's yeah, he's that next level. Like, yeah, he just kind of sees the game differently. It seems like he's like a half a step ahead of most of the guys out there and just getting after it. And yeah,
Yep. Yep. Uh, and then Joel and that, man, the kid was on fire, staying on his head.
yeah,
But one of our so every tournament we do, we give away a game stick, and Tyler Hall's got it for the whole tournament. Tyler was taking our face-offs, and there was plenty of times where Tyler would not only win the face-off, but he would get the ball, take it right down, and bury it. And every single time he did it was like right on the time that we needed something to pop, and it was always him. Uh, so after the tournament was over, we won the championship. We made sure we gave him the signature game stick. Uh, kid is just a competitive warrior. He's just absolutely incredible.
yeah, yeah. That's like you said, that is such a huge thing in lacrosse, especially a style like that where it's running time and you don't have like there's no wasted possessions in those games. Every possession counts. And like you said, if he could just get it, especially after you score, like if you're down at all and then that guy gets it and just goes, or it's just so defeating to some of these other teams. You score, he wins the face off, and you guys are just right back on attack again, driving in. That is a huge thing
I
for
mean,
these tournaments.
and a lot of these guys, they're fogos. They take the face off, they get off. But he's one of those rare guys that can take the face off and stay right in there, and he proved it. Not only, if he lost a couple and got back on defense, he got the ball and then turned it back up the floor. So I mean, incredible athlete, absolutely incredible. And yeah,
Yeah, and your goalie there, what Joel you said, I
yeah,
that was amazing. I just happened to like clip the game on there while I was waiting for you, and I started it right off the face off. It's like 10 seconds into the game, and he stops him coming down. Huge save up over the shoulder, and it's just like, wow. Yeah, and he came up so big in so many spots. Yeah, he was so much fun to watch. He was like one of my first ever games of watching lacrosse. Well, my actual first ever box game, he was playing goalie for the Nighthawks. So
yep.
to see it come full circle like that, where I actually then got to do that, that was like such an amazing honor for me. Like the team you put together there, that was so crazy. Like I felt, yeah, I was so like privileged to be able to be streaming your team. I was just like, wow, these guys are all phenomenal. Like yeah, up and down your
Yeah,
roster.
yeah. They call Joe the big rig for a reason, man. He very big boy, but man, does he knows how to move and makes those saves.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely broke my heart the first time I went and watched box lacrosse game because they ended up beating the Firewolves. But yeah, he's a beast
Oh,
back there.
is that the game where Hartley got in the into the goalie fight there?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want
Yeah.
to know? You want to know a good one? Google Hartley versus Joel. They actually fought back in junior A, and there's some good pictures of Joel eating a punch.
That's awesome.
But maybe you can get Joel on. He can tell you that story.
Yeah. Hopefully. Now, what was your lacrosse journey to bring you to the bats? Like lead me up from did you play youth are you from Rochester area? So like you played box lacrosse as a kid?
Yep. So started playing when I was 14. Cousin of mine took me to my first Nighthawks game. It was somewhere around 2002, 2003. John Grant playing Patty O'Toole and that. Zapper, the whole team, just absolute beauties. After going to see a game, I went to my other cousin's house. Her brother, who actually had an extra stick, gave me my first stick, and that was it. I was hooked. Uh, in high school, where I was going, didn't have a program, so I was looking to leave. They told me, "Well, let's get a petition going. If you get enough signatures, we'll get a team here." So went out, did what I had to do. We got a team. Started going from there, and they're still running now. I think they changed their names a couple times since then, but started that program so that it's a good thing to get going there. And that was in Greece, just north of Rochester there. And then I went to GCC, Genesee Community College, for a couple of years. And at that point is where I found the box game. A couple of buddies of mine on the team were playing Can-Am for the Tonawanda Braves. And we're like, you should come out and try the box game. So I'm like, all right, let's go check it out. And that was it. I fell in love with the box game. I kind of walked away from field at that point. And from there, I've been all over. Played up in Six Nations. Played all over the states. Few different leagues there. So all over the place. So thankful. Everybody always thanks the game for what they've done, who they met, where they played, and it's kind of one of those stories. I'm thankful for all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's not a it's at least what I found, and at least in Rochester, there's some like pickup leagues and stuff where you can get the stick in your hand. But for most people, you have to travel to find a box lacrosse league. And like you said, for most of these tournaments, for you to go all over the place, you're playing all over. You're in Canada all the time. You're on the reservation. You're driving. You're putting miles and miles in
Yeah,
a vehicle.
yeah, yeah. That is for sure.
Yeah, it's
And all
crazy.
for the love of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. It's got to be for the love of the game because I mean, yeah, there's no other way. You don't get to the point you're at unless you put in not just the work that other people are willing to put in, but so much more to still be playing at this. So when did you played at Genesee? I'm assuming.
yep.
What years?
Uh, to started in fall 2006. Don't look at betting records. We didn't play our first season. Not enough of the guys were doing so well in the studies. So I transferred, or I was going there, and then my plan was to transfer out and go somewhere bigger for the cross. And once that happened, I was not too pleased. And then same time, I kind of found the box game, and then I'm like, you know what, I think I'm good to go here. So uh, yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome to
but
see. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good.
Uh, It's awesome to see all the box starting to pick up because like I know so many guys who college wasn't for them, and I went to Mohawk Valley for 2 years, and it was just to play hockey and lacrosse. Like I went there to play sports. I didn't really, and having these leagues now where guys can play and they can get on with whatever their trade is or get on with whatever they want to do in school, but not have that part attached to it is awesome. I mean yeah, the juniors and senior circuits, they only have so many spots. So, and that's the biggest problem with the NLL is there's only 200 spots. So, I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't a big school guy, so once I started playing box, I was kind of like, you know what, kind of good to go here. This is where I need to be. This is what I like. So, uh, glad I went out that day that I was brought out, and very thankful for all of that.
yeah, it's huge. I, I was just talking to a kid who's going down to try out with the Hampton team. He plays for the Eddies at Peter Leota, and he's 19. Same thing. He went to college, and it just wasn't for him. And you could tell. And now he's got a chance to go play for this Maryland team. That's awesome. Or not
Yeah, it's
Maryland.
just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just. I mean, some kids can do studies. I was not a big studies guy. Uh, I know when my kids get older, hopefully they don't give me any grief on that. But when I'm trying to push them to go to college. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the only reason why I was going was to play lacrosse. So, once I found out I could play box at a high level without going to school, I was kind of like, this is what I want. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I'm sold on it. I don't
hmm
I don't blame you there. So how has it been now to like when you're gonna to finally get signed to like New England? Like how was that phone call? That must have been pretty awesome.
yeah, it was definitely great. I've been invited to quite a few NLL camps. Didn't go to some of them. Kicked myself in the butt for not doing that. So this year came around and started getting some more calls, some more interest. All, of course, were at Laxney, which is, again, that's why that tournament is such a great tournament. Uh, so to finally get New England to give me that call and send me that contract was just, it was unreal. Great for sure. Super excited to go down there and get it going. Uh, and I get to play with a good friend of mine, Manny Johnson, the sensei. So he and I have been going back and forth. We kind of set our stipulations to the team that we got to be locker mates and roomies for the away games. So he's an absolute beauty.
Yeah, he's a gem. So I ran into him when I first started doing this. I was just reaching out to anybody to find out, like, I wanted content to film and I wanted practice to be able to do it. So I reached out to this guy, Justin McKinney, who runs a pickup league in Troy. Went down there and I saw Matt play, and he's just a different level of guy with his stick. Like when you watch him, especially in a pickup, like setting where he's just so fun. He's very like a playful. It's like a dance out there with him with the stick
Yeah,
and the way he sees the floor. It's a lot of fun to
yeah,
watch him play.
yeah. He's absolutely incredible. There's nothing bad I can say about him. Great teammate on the floor, off the floor. We played a tournament in Philadelphia some point last year. I think last September. Tournament we won. First responders tournament. And just for the championship game, I had my $2 with me, and they're kind of getting bored hanging out in the parking lot, getting ready for the championship game there. And next thing I know, Maddie's going around my truck, just playing with them, getting them all hyped up and stuff like that. And they still talk about him. Daddy, where's your friend with the mustache, with the long hair, the guy who was trying to chase us around the truck and stuff? Yeah, he's an absolute gem. But his game is just incredible. You look at him and you wouldn't think that he's the athlete that he is, and we bust on him all the time about it. And he's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, yeah, he really is. And like you said, he's a gem. You meet him once, and after you talk to him, you're like, oh, all right, yeah, you're a special guy. You are into like, and he is into lacrosse. He is that
Oh yeah,
whole lax jitsu philosophy that he's like
oh
come
yeah,
up with. Yeah,
oh yeah, yep, yep.
yeah. I just got to
Absolutely incredible. And now he just started some youth program as well. So
Yeah.
it's, it's,
His show was like his podcast should have came out before yours, but essentially I went down the blast to watch you guys. Like how is that's got to feel like amazing. You gave so many guys an opportunity out there to put like themselves on display. I mean, really think about and how many guys, not even the guys that are just playing on your team, because a lot of the guys playing on your team are already signed places and they have contracts, but you gave an opportunity for other people to be seen playing against those guys. Like that's a huge thing that I bet you a lot of people don't. I don't know. Nobody probably thanks you for that, but I definitely thank you for it because I got to watch some younger kids, like this is their first, second year ever playing box, get to play against your team. And it's like, wow, that's amazing.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
it's, it's all it's all a great thing for sure. We got a couple guys at Nick Miller, young kid going into his first year of Bannon's camp this year. Stood out, played a great game or played a great tournament. Uh, Another kid, Jimmy Chadwick, uh, offensive guy. I needed to pick him up and put him on defense, and no question. He's like, yeah, whatever you want, whatever you need, wherever you need me to be, and that's the stuff you can't teach. You can't coach that. So as soon as you get guys that are out there that are listening to you and are going to go wherever you tell them to go or do what you need them to do, that speaks volumes. So Jimmy got picked up in the PBLA. I can't remember what team he's on. Nick's having a great camp right now with the Bandits. Uh, so it's just it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, obviously playing with the guys that are on the team, like Tyson Bell, Tyler Halls, Tyler
Cheers.
Brown,
Yeah.
all these guys, it helps these guys get ready for camps, and it's all win-win.
Yeah. I mean, there was nowhere else you were finding that level of lacrosse being played at that time, I don't think. I think that was probably especially going up into the semifinals, the championship games. As you once we got into the stop clock or the four quarter games with the 2 minutes stopped at the end, That was hands down, I
Yeah.
think, some of the best lacrosse being played at that time anywhere on the planet, probably.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Even just sitting there seeing it, I'm like, man, this is good. This
yeah,
is good.
yeah. You guys got
So
a front row seat to some of it. A couple of the games I was clipping highlights for. I see you guys all up on the glass for the next game, and
yeah, it's a nice little arena there with the where you can kind of get in and out of the locker rooms and sneak up into the seats for a little bit. So
yeah, yeah. The odd is a nice setup. I'm hoping they do Lax Night there next year too. They just opened the arena they opened three other ice rinks inside of it, so everybody will be playing indoors next year if they do it there again. It'll be a definitely a sweet setup.
yeah,
Now, beating a or essentially signing with the team and then getting a contract from Signature or however Signature endorses you. I mean, that's got to be basically like the ultimate goal that you've been chasing, and you don't chase it because you love playing lacrosse, so that's not necessarily like why you're doing this, you know. But that's got to be one of those moments where you finally get to be like, all right, some of this work makes a little sense here. I get it. We've had a blast, but yes,
it, it's like I said, my days during the week consist of me getting up at 4:30 in the morning, hitting the gym for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, going to work for 9, 10 hours, coming home and either taking my kids to sports or doing their homework. Uh, and then it's bedtime and I'm out like a light. Uh, Putting all that work into play and then getting these calls for both these things. I mean, that tells me that I'm doing something right. Makes you feel proud. Uh, and the other thing is too is I can tell my kids when they start to grow up, this is what your dad did. So don't tell me that dreams don't exist because they do, and you can get them. So uh, that 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 makes it feel more special, for sure.
that yeah, that feeling, I'm getting goosebumps right now talking to you about it because essentially, even though my son doesn't play lacrosse at all, me and him got to have that feeling because of the sport of lacrosse. He's the one that taught me how to do all this video stuff. So, all this streaming, and the only reason I'm
Yep.
talking to you and have this in the background is all because of my 15-year-old son. And we basically needed something to do together that we both were interested in. And the
Yeah.
first Firewolves game was that. Like I saw him and he was cheering, and I was like, okay, perfect, we're
Okay.
getting into this.
Yeah.
And then,
Yep.
yeah, it really is goosebumps, and I really do appreciate you taking the time because, like I said, I know, especially with your schedule, you're busy. So well, if you ever like when you're doing, if you want like commercial stuff for your signature, I'll go through and I'll send you a bunch of highlights, and then you can add signature however you want it. I don't know how much video stuff you do at all, but
Yeah. I'm. This is all new to me. So guys thought that because they sponsored the bats that that's how that this kind of worked out, and it's not. They're two different things. It just kind of worked out to be perfect, and my guy that runs the bat side versus the guy that runs the athlete side don't even know each other. Um, so when he reached out, and I'm like, yeah, that's a no brainer. I'll absolutely sign with signature. That's not a problem. Like that's you guys have backed the bats since day one. Uh no way would I say no to that. But then he's like, yeah, you got to do some pictures and some videos and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I don't know how to do all that stuff, but I'll give it a try. We'll see how this goes. So
yeah.
uh, I'm slowly making it work. Uh, and but yeah, I'll definitely take you up on that for sure.
Yeah. I'll before so like the dream come true for like that's cool. Like I watched your team out there and I was like, wow, this is a freaking NLL caliber team. Like your team out there, you guys are giving a lot of NLL teams a run. It's not like they're gonna blow you guys out of the water. I mean, that was a super talented tournament team. That was unbelievable. So
Yeah, I mean that would be something, wouldn't it? Play a tournament team versus a pro team and be a good game for sure.
I I really would love to see it, man, because I don't know. I think there'd be a lot of people surprised. You had like Bryce Tolman. I mean, you guys really Yeah, you guys had some killers out there. I talked to that guy a little bit after the Lax night was over with, and he was one of my favorite players. And he told me, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not in the camp or anything this year." And I was like, "What? Are you
Yep.
serious?"
I was just about to say that he's not with anybody. He's just I don't get it.
Yeah,
Great player,
he
and he's
was.
not in anybody's camp.
No, he was hands down one of my favorite like tournament players. Like his transition level, like, and he turned it up at like the right times. It's not, yeah, like it was key moments. I was a huge fan watching him play. I told Stamper there, and I'm terrible with names, and like the fact that I remembered his name, Stamper like
Yeah,
was like, oh wow, he's like, yeah, I was like, yeah, he hands down. I was like, I love Tyson Bell is definitely one of my favorite players. I follow all the Halifax, all that stuff. And that's
yep,
but a lot
yep,
of guys like Tyson Bell. He gets plenty of shout outs, but I was like so like jazzed up over watching like Bryce Tolmay and like just learning like, oh my God, Chase Scanlon. So like now I got to learn who some of these guys are on your team and like Tyler, yeah,
yep,
it was amazing.
yeah,
So thank you for
yep.
that.
Absolutely.
I hope you guys get to play there next year. And yeah,
All right.
awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot. And like I said, it's been awesome getting to talk to you. I can't wait to see you out here. You'll be playing against some of my buddies playing with the Yeti there. They're a bunch of guys
Yeah.
got signed by Binghamton, so I can't necessarily say it'll be tough too because I really I like Matt. Getting to meet Matt, man, he's a character. Yeah, there's so many guys I
Yeah.
like watching now. It's hard for me to cheer for a team because I'm just cheering for so many guys and
Yeah.
like I won't be able to cheer against you. Like I mean, after we've been talking and like watching you out there and you put all this together, I can't possibly cheer against you. Now that I know that you're doing all this with 4 kids and a full-time job, it's like,
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I found myself. I got so many guys that are on all these different teams and all these different leagues. It's kind of hard for you to cheer for any team now. Now I'm just cheering for guys.
Yeah.
We actually went to the Colorado Buffalo championship game. Eric Turner and John Lintz are good friends of mine. Obviously, they're on the team this tournament. And made it land, and somebody goes, started chirping me about my Colorado jersey. I'm like, I'm not even a Colorado fan. I go, just a couple of my buddies are on the team. I'm just here to support them. That's it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, there's something
uh,
else out in Buffalo. We went out there with our Firewolves gear on and yeah, there was a bunch of heckling. I got to say though, it was all in good fun though. Like nobody was really like over the top, but yeah, it was a good time.
yeah, yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for having me on. I
Uh,
appreciate it.
yeah, definitely. We'll talk to you later, man. Nice meeting you.
You too, bud. See ya.
Bye.